Coming up on 5 Minute News. Senator Tuberville ends blockade of military nominees. House Speaker insists on border security changes in return for Ukraine aid. And Britain and Rwanda sign treaty in effort to revive immigration plan blocked by courts. It's Tuesday, December 5. I'm Anthony Davis. Senator Tommy Tuberville announced on Tuesday he's ending his blockade of hundreds of military promotions, following heavy criticism from many of his colleagues in the Senate and clearing the way for hundreds to be approved. Tuberville's blockade of military promotions was over a dispute about a Pentagon abortion policy. The Alabama Republican said on Tuesday he's not going to hold the promotions of these people any longer. Almost 400 military nominations have been in limbo due to Tuberville's blanket hold on confirmations and promotions for senior military officers. It's a stance that has left key national security positions unfilled and military families with an uncertain path forward. Tuberville was blocking the nominations in opposition to new Pentagon rules that allow reimbursement for travel when a service member has to go out of state to get an abortion or other reproductive care. President Joe Biden's administration instituted the new rules after the Supreme Court overturned the nationwide right to an abortion, and some states have limited or banned the procedure. Critics said that Tuberville's ire was misplaced and that he was blocking the promotions of people who had nothing to do with the policy he opposed. House Speaker Mike Johnson told fellow Republicans today that sweeping changes to U.S. border policy would be their hill to die on in negotiations over President Joe Biden's nearly $106 billion package for the wars in Ukraine and Israel and other security needs. Johnson delivered the hard-right message on Tuesday morning ahead of classified briefings the Biden administration organized to underscore how desperately the aid is needed. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was scheduled to address the senators via video, but had to cancel his appearance. Biden is pushing a reluctant Congress to approve the military, economic and humanitarian aid package, but the injection of border security into the negotiations has made progress difficult. The battle is for the border, Johnson said at a news conference. We do that first as a top priority, and we'll take care of these other obligations. Moments earlier, Johnson told GOP lawmakers in a closed-door meeting that their hill to die on in the negotiations was border policy, according to a Republican in the meeting. MAGA Republicans are pressing for the provisions in H.R. 2, a bill they passed in May that would restart construction of walls along the southern border and make it drastically more difficult for migrants to claim asylum in the U.S. The governments of Britain and Rwanda signed a treaty on Tuesday that aims to revive a plan to send asylum seekers to the East African country that had been blocked by UK courts. British Home Secretary James Cleverly said the legally binding agreement signed with Rwanda Foreign Minister Vincent Biruta would address all the issues raised by the UK Supreme Court when it ruled last month that the controversial policy was unlawful. The court said the plan was illegal because Rwanda is not a safe country for refugees. Britain's top court said asylum seekers faced a real risk of ill treatment and could be returned by Rwanda to the home countries they had fled. The treaty includes a promise by Rwanda not to send asylum seekers back to their home countries, even if their applications are refused. The Rwanda plan is central to the Conservative government's self-imposed goal of stopping unauthorized asylum seekers arriving on small boats across the English Channel. Though Britain receives fewer asylum applications than countries such as Italy, France or Germany, thousands of migrants from around the world travel to northern France each year in hopes of crossing the English Channel. More than 27,300 have done that so far this year. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.